One of my biggest concerns before we embarked on this journey was how we would be received, or like just the energy around our trip. And I was a bit worried about that. But to my greatest surprise, we actually met the warmest set of humans around Nigeria. The North had the most receptive people.
There's 2, 3, 4. Sannu ku da zuwa arewa.
First of all, I think it was a great idea. I think the idea of going around Nigeria, exploring, and discovering different culture, the adventure in itself, it's great. It gives us a great opportunity to understand the artist's journey, understand these cultures, understand these art forms, understand these works.
When Tola let me know that the theme this year was inclusivity, I went down a rabbit hole of what inclusivity actually means. And the Latin root of the word inclusivity comes from a word called inclusus, which means to shut in, to close in. And I found that really interesting. It later evolved into to include everything. But that idea of shutting in just made me think, wow, because when you think about an artist search and a call for artists, you think of going wide.
So we went around 17 states. It was 33 days, having beautiful conversations, meeting artists, different communities. And this was really to be as inclusive as we possibly could. It was amazing. This is the 3rd edition of Plus 234. We looked in the first year about culture and heritage. Last year we looked at patronage, and this year we delved deeper into what Plus 234 is actually about. It's about inclusivity and being inclusive, and the theme is inclusivity.
Think about it as you're fishing, right? And when you cast the net wide, what you get back is, just a select amount of fish. And then you take that fish and then you put it into a space, you shut it into a space. Essentially, the art that we've gotten back from the travels are now being enclosed in this space of Plus 234 Art Fair.
Hi guys, we're currently at the Abuja Arts and Craft Market. I've heard so much about this place and I'm just excited. Like, just from the outside, I can already see the beautiful architecture, buildings. So I was asking, how do you get these pots to this color, to this shade?
I used clay to mold this. In the aspect of art, we have different classes of art. Clay pot falls under the aspect of ceramic art, and ceramic art is more functional. You have decorative values, which is the paintings, but this one is for eating at home. Then all what we use is natural because it's edible. There's a back of the tray that we cook to get this natural polish. Wow. We do not use varnish, we do not use polish, but this one is natural polish from the back of the tray. We cook the back of the tray like a bow.
Okay, so hello sir, would you like to tell me your name?
Yeah, my name is Mahmoud.
Okay, so what are you into? What do you specialize in?
I'm a craftsman.
A craftsman. So what kind of materials do you basically wear?
Raffia, bead making, cowries. I'm also into gemstones.
Okay, so what attracted me to you today are your gemstones. So I'd just like for you to just talk to me about how you got into it. I know you said your dad runs this space. But I just want to know from your own perspective, how has it been? How do you harvest? I don't know if that's the right word. How do you harvest your rocks and stones? And I just want to understand the process around it.
Okay, normally we used to get this stone from mining sites. From miners, some we will mine it ourselves. Bring it here. Some we will polish it and sell it, and sell some wide roughly, depending on what customer wants.
If you think about the fact that we're the most populous nation in the world, then think about how many artists there are, how many artists that we've not seen before, how much work is just hidden in these places, and how can we actually widen the frame? How can we actually be, an art fair that is representative of Nigeria, because Nigeria is so much more than just Lagos or the South.
When we talk about arts in Nigeria, out of the 6 geopolitical zones in Nigeria, everyone has their focus on just a state, and Lagos is that particular state. And this is really sad because we have a lot of emerging artists all over the country. Emerging artists in Maiduguri, in Jos and Plateau.
I believe there are lots of opportunities in the art space, but these opportunities are restricted to some cities like Abuja, Lagos, and Port Harcourt. Whereas there are lots of artists making waves in other cities too, like Ibadan. But because of the sentiment that Ibadan is a local and unpolished environment, it makes it difficult for artists' voices to be heard.
And Lagos was like the New York, quote unquote, of the world, where you need to, show your art.
So we have this many misconception of who the artist should be, where he should be practicing from. I believe there needs to be a change of the narrative.
So we looked at inclusivity in all its forms around travel and documenting this trip.
Hi guys, we've currently been touring Port Harcourt. So we're currently at Ilekaya, which is like the most popular bole spot in Port Harcourt. This price is not pricing. Give us better price next time.
This one I'll give 5.
And this unripe plantain for diabetes patients. You can see the size, very big.
We're currently at Delaroki Art Gallery in Port Harcourt City. We've currently been touring Port Harcourt. We've been to a lot of places. We've been to studios. We've been to galleries and University of Port Harcourt. Come with us, please.
Wow, there are lots of talented emerging artists in Nigeria.
Today is such a happy day for me. We are visiting the studio of one of the most renowned artists in Africa, Daisy Tanzwa.
Everybody thinks that when you start out, the grass is greener on the other side. So I remember very well when I started painting not as a hobby, but as a profession. So I went to Lagos. We started my dream gallery. My uncle took me there, wanted me to show my work. The works then I used to sell at 30,000 naira was watercolors. And they offered to not buy it on sales or returns at 15,000 naira, half the price. I was mad. But my uncle says, no, you need to start. This is how to get into the market. I said, but at half the price. I let it go, and I had my work shown at my dream. Years after, Signature Gallery, other galleries started picking me up and doing shows in Lagos. Then I realized that it's best to have different galleries working for you. So I had my works in different galleries. So at the end of each month, if this gallery doesn't sell, this gallery will sell. If this gallery doesn't sell, this one will sell. So you still have money coming to you. Slowly but surely, I started making it slowly in Lagos. And well, the rest is history. But the good thing is that after years, I've realized that there is no need trying to make money from art, but just exercise yourself. That's tell your stories, and the money will find you. When you're looking for the money, it will never come. But when you're looking for stories to tell, the money starts finding you.
As we started working on this documentary, at first, it felt like a great idea, going to go and look for artists all over Nigeria. But I think when the team actually embarked on that journey and we started seeing clips and snippets from their travels, I think what struck me the most is just how vast Nigeria is, how diverse, how huge this country really is.
We're currently in the city of Enugu, currently in the Department of Fine and Applied Arts, Nsukka So many amazing works to see. We're really excited to, go in and just scout for emerging artists. The Eastern people were so hospitable. The lecturers in these universities were so helpful. They helped mobilize students. We spoke to them. Thank you so much, Sha, for receiving us. Yeah. So goodbye, Nsukka. Do you want to say anything to the camera? It was lovely having us, having plus 234 in Nsukka. Thank you for receiving us. Thank you for the warm welcome. Thank you for your time and your accommodation. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Professor. We hope to see you in Lagos in 2026 for the next edition of Plus 234.
Studied arts in SS2, which was new to everybody around me and my parents at home. When I had the news posted to my parents about coming to study arts, at the beginning it wasn't supportive because they didn't know much about arts. My dad used to support a bit, but even him, because he doesn't support it fully, he's just trying to see that he does his best for me. So I'm not always having it clear with materials. I have to go out of places, out of my comfort zone to get materials.
One thing this trip has made me realize is the need for proper mentorship and guidance for artists. I think that is something that we lack.
Traveling around Nigeria was a very eye-opening experience for me because, being in one environment where art is very, very intense blinds you to the struggle people actually go through in other parts of Nigeria. There are a lot of artists that, are only practicing because of the burning passion they have for art. A lot of artists outside of Lagos do not actually have the support that is required to keep going as an artist. Every artist requires encouragement, financial support, room to show their art. But these people do not have that.
Coming from a Muslim background and in my community, there was nothing like art there. So they all believe I was doing the wrong thing. I remember when I asked my dad for money for paint, to get some paint. So he was like, "What are you using paint for? Are you a man? You as a lady, are you a man?" Because in my community, I'm the kind of person that they believe I'm supposed to hold Islam very tight. So for me to come and ask him, "What are you using paint for? I need paint." So he was like, "What are you using paint for?" So I started crying there. I cried that day. I felt bad. So that was the day I said to myself, I must make it in this art. I must make my dad believe in me.
Something that was really interesting during this trip was the eagerness these artists had, and it just showed how much they crave for opportunities to come their way.
I moved to Lagos to explore the Lagos art environment, and when I went there I was marveled by their works. And so later I came back to Abuja because the environment was too tough for me to handle. Back then I didn't have any mentor, so I was only navigating with the best of my ability the limits of my knowledge. But when I came back to Abuja, I found Obi's program online and I applied for it. Then I got into the program, and through that program I learned so many things from the program. And after the program, I started painting.
At some point during this trip, something changed. Before, I had the mindset that we're just going to document and, shoot, post, whatever, meet, interview artists and all of that. But then it changed. When you get to a space and then seeing people looking at us with so much hope for their career, I think it was really rewarding. It made me realize that, okay, this is not just a documentary. It is actually helping people. It is actually putting people out there, putting these artists out there, showing the world at large their works.
It just shows the human side of people and how much they love to see change and growth come to their communities. It was just very touching to experience.
We're currently at the Art Village Polytechnic of Ibadan and excited about who
or what? We will find.
My name is Mufe and I'm from Lagos. I represent an art gallery, Soto Gallery in Nigeria, and Soto Gallery owns an art fair that they do every year. It's called Plus 234 Art Fair. I don't know if anybody has heard about it. It's being sponsored by Echo Bank. And for this year's art fair, we decided to go around Nigeria to, find talented individuals. So we're here today to talk to you about the fair and just how to apply for it.
It's easy to just do the call and receive the works, but if you want to be really true to what you're doing, if you're saying you're doing this platform for all artists and you want to be inclusive, there's no other way than to actually, just go and actually look for them. So you're pulling people in from all over Nigeria. Of course, the fair space in Lagos, you get a lot of artists from Lagos. In fact, a high percentage was from Lagos. That's why we said, okay, what's going on in other parts of Nigeria? Let's go and have a look and see. Let's go to the art schools. Let's go to the communities. Let's just go and see.
Honestly speaking, before my trip, I didn't think much about certain areas, and their art practices, like certain states and their art practices. But being on this journey has actually shown me that, there are actually people out there creating artworks. They might not necessarily have art exhibitions, they might not necessarily have galleries, but what stuck out for me is the fact that, they make things work, even with the little that they have. I actually came across a lot of small galleries in these cities and communities, and I realized that it was a very communal kind of setting. So these galleries would create events and avenues for young artists to come in, not only practice, but they will also showcase their works and then encourage their friends that love art to buy.
I initiated what we call an Artists Everywhere project, which was a kind of mobile workshop where we get young artists and professionals alike and train them on how to create art from waste. We did that over the years and around the country. Enugu to Kaduna to Zaria to Lagos to Port Harcourt. And so I've been involved in trying to see how we can help the young one come up and become recognized professionals. I'm impressed with what Plus 234 projects is all about, and they are concerned about working with emerging artists.
So projects like this are very important because it creates a platform for all sorts of artists from all walks of life. I mean, this documentary goes to all different parts of Nigeria. An artist in Kebbi who have never been able to get the exposure to a collector in Lagos who might be connected to a particular piece and change the story completely for that artist, where you would have emerging artists sitting on the same wall with masters, right? And that can really change the story. So that's why it's very important for a project like this.
So I think when we can reach out and just be helpful in a little way, there's so much work that needs to be done, but this is our own small way of doing that. We have the platform, our Plus 234, but going out on the road was just another extension of creating probably a bigger platform for those who really, really can't reach us. And I think this year, one of the wonderful things that we're doing is actually one of the keynote speaker, Kumbioni, is actually doing workshops which are specifically for the artists in the fair who've been selected, which is another way of kind of building them up. In the past, we've opened up to sort of artists in general. If we've done so much work, look for the artists in other parts of Nigeria, let's use the opportunity of the fair to build them up. It's much more than just showcasing their work. There's a whole programming section around their practice, the depth of their work, what they can do, access to markets, this is the first step in that. So it's just the beginning of something really exciting for them. And I'm really glad that we can do this. That I'm happy, I'm glad, I'm delighted that the Osahar Okumbo Foundation believed in Plus 234 and believed in the journey of being inclusive and believed in not just the journey and supporting that, but actually documenting this exciting beginning.
You grow up thinking and understanding the importance of preserving that culture. That's why documenting is very important. No one can tell your story better than you can. It's very important that you tell your story because it leaves it vulnerable We've seen in the past, I mean, there are numerous examples of when other people tell our story for us, and it's very important we take ownership of that, because documentation is not just about content for me, it's about protection. And in this way, the lifestyle, the way of life rather, is honored, right? Not just to the past, right? And not just to celebrate the way we live, but also to give the future something solid to build on.
We really want the artists to kind of make the most of their time at the fair. Obviously, you're meeting a lot of people, you're having good programming, and really just take them to the next level. We've seen so many artists who've come to the fair and have really, blown up, as it were. So we looked at the whole theme because we want this to be something that everybody can be part of. People can come in, really connect to the works, just enjoy the day, enjoy being there, enjoy meeting artists, just enjoy the ambience, and really appreciating the most amazing artists appreciating the artists that we have in Nigeria who are really, really super talented. I've always felt this. I've been in the space for a long time, and I'm just happy that, honored that we have the support to continue to showcase and amplify these voices. I'm really, thankful to those who work with us, who support the idea of, just sharing voices, sharing stories through visual arts, particularly the TOOF, the Osahara Kumba Foundation, who have been a partner to us for second year, who really saw the importance of documenting what we're doing. So we need more people to hear the artists and to come and support.
Looking for non-stop entertainment at your fingertips? Then dive into a world of fun and excitement with MTN Play. Discover endless content for every mood, from exclusive music service offers to your favorite games, in-game items, hot deals, and dope video content. It's all here. Visit play.mtn.ng to enter a playground of entertainment. Play your way today with MTN Play.
So the other day, I needed to travel. No big deal, right? I opened my GIJ map and I was about to book for my usual bus ride when I saw it. By air. I'm like, wait, hold on. GIGM does flight now? Bus? Flight? Same app? Same booking? Come on, let's get flying.